how do you feel to race in Chennai?
I mean, it's the most brilliant feeling.
Street tracks are when so the streets are closed down for a particular event, and obviously with the safety conditions taken in consideration.
I like India. Like it's as I said, it's my third year here. In the first year, I didn't know really what to expect. Of course, it's different to Europe, but I like it here to explore the culture.
Chennai is all set and geared up to face the Formula 4 racing, and these are the stars of the race. These are the cars, the race cars that you see, quite different from the normal automobiles. And these are like, though they look the similar because they are yellow and black painted, both are really different because one is actually qualified for F4, the other one for Indian Racing League. And those minor differences you can see, because one side you could see that the vehicles, the tires are actually covered, but on the other vehicle it is open. And you can also see a roll bar. That is a safety measure that was brought by the F4, the Formula Federation, because that is required. In case a car topples, you have to make sure that the driver survives. So these things are there. You can also see how small the rear mirrors are, the kind of scoops that have been placed over here, because these are the ones that actually battle the drag force, and they also turbocharged engine. One has an Alpine 1.3 liter and the other one has an Aprilia RS4 1 liter engine, and actually one of these cars actually can go up to 200. That one goes up to 210 kilometers per hour. That's the car, and the other one actually 240 kilometers in a straight stress. But the actual challenge here is that these cars can go at high speed, but the kind of circuit that has been created over here, that is for 3.5 kilometers, and to that particular area there are nearly 90 nooks and corners that have been specifically created to make sure that the drivers face the challenge. And this is where the cars excel and engineering comes to point. This car that can go up to 240 kilometers per hour in seconds can also bring the speed to 30 kilometers, and only then they can actually go through those corners. That has been completely done. The road alone, the project alone was created by spending 30 crore rupees. Unfortunately, last year there was floods, so it could not be done. So right now, for 2 days, the race is going to go, and all these challenges the drivers will have to face at night. This is night street racing, and also that is a 3.5 kilometer they have to do. The vehicles are very specifically designed, and the tires you could see, there are different tires, one for rain, one for daytime, and you see those are the disc calipers. The way that the important challenge that the manufacturers and the engineers face when it comes to these cars is that when the car is actually accelerating at high speed and when you apply brake, it actually causes heat. All those things have to be calculated. These are high performance tires, and extremely calculated brakes are applied over here.
Racing circuits are purpose-built just for racing. Street tracks are when so the streets are closed down for a particular event, and obviously with the safety conditions taken in consideration. I mean, it's a tough question, but based off Hyderabad, I like street tracks more. But I mean, I've done only one street track, so it's not a very fair comparison.
And we have all the drivers over here who are meeting us. Thank you so much for speaking us. Gabby, so where are you from and how did you enter Formula Racing?
So I'm from Czech Republic, and how I started with karting when I was 5 years old. So from a really young age. And since that I won many championships in the Czech Republic, and then went a step to single-seater. And actually now in Europe I'm driving in GT cars mainly. So here in India it's back to single-seaters, which I haven't got not that much experience, I would say, compared to GT cars. But it's going all great. It's my third year here to competing in the Indian Racing League. And already scored some podiums. So it's so far so good.
So I'll have to ask you, how much do you like India and how do you like racing in India?
So I like India. Like it's as I said, it's my third year here. In the first year, I didn't know really what to expect. Of course, it's different to Europe, but I like it here to explore the culture, and the races are amazing because it's a grid of really good drivers, mixed with the international one and India one. So we are having really a lot of fun out there. So always happy to come back here.
I'm going to ask you that for a common person riding a race car, going at 240 kilometers and coming back to 30 kilometers at corners, how does it feel and how do you accomplish it? It's for a common audience who's interested in speed.
I think this is nothing you can compare or you can try on a street, if they have the opportunity to go on a racetrack, rent a race car, like do it. If you're into cars, you will love it. So yeah, this is nothing you can compare it to the street. So yeah, I mean, like the acceleration and the braking, and of course the G forces we have, the amount of grip and downforce. I think it could be like around, hard to guess because like here we don't have the perfect amount where you can see it, but I would say it's like around 2-3 Gs. So yes, it depends also of course of the circuit. So yeah, it's definitely nice to try out.
Did you try any test laps in the Chennai racing circuit, the street one? How was it?
No, not yet. We haven't been on a track yet. We are just heading there, so yeah, curious how it looks like. So it will be definitely a lot of fun because the Hyderabad street race was really nice. So now looking forward to the Chennai one, and yeah, it's going to be also a street race, but a night race. So it's going to be again something different. So I think it will be really cool also for the spectators.
It surely is a night race, and again for the common audience, you drove GT cars. So what's the difference between riding on a circuit and on a street?
It's quite a big difference, I would say. I would say that on a street circuit is more challenging because on a normal circuit, you can have a test day or something. You can practice, you can learn the track. And on a street circuit, it's part of the city. You can't just close the street for a test. So yeah, I would say it's more challenging. You need to do your job like really perfect because there's like no room for mistakes. So yeah, I would say this is like the biggest difference to a normal circuit.
Can you tell us about the car you're going to drive?
So it's a Formula Wolf. It's an Italian manufacturer, and yeah, we are driving this car since the first season in the Indian Racing League.
Engine specifications?
It has a motorcycle engine, so yeah, of course it's quite a big difference. But yeah, as we are driving it now for the third year, we get to know more the cars, more into the details. So yeah, we are getting every time more and more experience with it.
My last question would be that the government here says that these races are being done to promote racing. So for racing fans, what would you like to say?
I think it's a great opportunity to join a race because actually now we are bringing the motorsport to the people, bringing it into the city, into the streets. So it's closer than have ever been, and they have a great opportunity to visit those races. So yeah, they should come to watch the races, and we will make our best that they will enjoy it and have fun. So yeah, it's definitely a great opportunity for them.
These cars are an engineering marvel. To bring down the weight, they use carbon fiber. You see the side scoops, those are like completely light in weight, and they look like carbon fiber as well. Those are like really costly material. They are like really sturdy like steel, but almost 1/10 of the weight. All these mechanical marvels are placed over here for the night racing, and it's being said that Chennai is one of the 5 cities in India that is qualified, and DMK government is taking forward this project to promote racing and to encourage future racers. These are the information that was given earlier. Everything has been sought. That's what the officials claim. Nearly a 4 feet tall concrete kind of like a fence had been laid because it's a night racing. High voltage lights have also been placed. Chetan, this is your home circuit. How do you feel to race in Chennai?
I mean, it's the most brilliant feeling I've come across for years. I've been racing for 18 years, but never in my career have I ever driven a street circuit. I have seen a night race in Bahrain, but this is the first time I'll be racing in a street circuit. It's going to be very challenging with new talents on the grid, and I've never raced with most of them in my career. So there's so much to actually take back in every session. I'm looking forward to just not give my best, but at the same time learn from other drivers and catch where I'm losing. But at the end of the day, it's all going to finish at the checkered flag, so I'm going to be giving my best there.
These are the roads that you normally drive, and you're going to go drive a race car on it. So what is the car that you're going to drive, and can you give me specifications about it?
Yeah, so I'm going to be competing in the Formula 4 Indian. I have driven the previous generation of this car in the past, but this is the new one, and the chassis is going to be different. I have raced in faster championships, I've taken podiums and wins there. But I'll say it's an opportunity for me every time I get into a car to give my 100% out there.
Chetan, this question might be a little personal. I apologize for asking you this, but the thing is that you are a paraplegic, but still you have accomplished this much. Do you have any kind of advice for other people who wish to accomplish even overcoming their challenges?
Yeah, you just need to go step out there and find your best abilities and what you're good at. And when you find it, you got to grab it and not give up, because I'll say everything is over only when you stop trying. So 18 years, I've never stopped trying. I just wanted to give my best out there, and it wasn't to impress anyone, but I always wanted to compete over myself to bring out the best in me. And eventually I started climbing up into top 3 of different championships, not once or twice, but many times. So I'll say racing has become part of my livelihood today.
And these are the stars that are going to mesmerize those who love speed. Vidyavan, Pramod Madhav for India Today.